this is day 3 of getting unstuck and moving forward. The things that you need to let go of or release out of your life in order to move forward. Now, in the past, we've talked about letting go of the opinions of others, about shame of past failures, and today we want to let go of being indecisive about what you want. You know, you never leave where you are until you decide where you would rather be. Just like if you're in a room and you realize, I don't want to sit in this room anymore, I want to go to the kitchen, I want to go outside for a walk, whatever. You have to make a decision, or you will sit in that living room forever. And the same thing goes for doing things in life, in business, in your personal life, whatever it is, in relationships. Indecision is a vice. It is something preventing you from moving forward. You know, indecision is just a place of being stuck. It doesn't have to stay that way. But the point is you need to make a decision to figure out what you want and then pursue it with passion. So, I think that for some of us, me included, the reason why I would be indecisive about certain things is because I didn't know what to do next. I just didn't know what to do. Whether I didn't have a vision for it, I didn't have a dream for it, or I'd never been there before and I didn't know even that there was a place to go. Now, some things are easier to get to, and that's what I want to address today. We don't need to look so far down the road and try to get there tomorrow. What we need to do, and what I had to do, is just take the next step. You see, we don't need to be decisive about every little thing in life. Eventually, when indecision is no longer a vice to you, where you become comfortable with loving your decisions, where you trust yourself to make good decisions, then everything will be fine. Many of us do not trust our own thoughts because we are not disciplined in a positive mindset. I know from experience that in fact, I could give you an example. Last night when I was in bed, I went to bed after doing a PowerPoint presentation, and in the middle of the night I was dreaming. I don't know what happened. I was just dreaming, and then by early morning I was dreaming about PowerPoints and what I had to learn, and frankly, I was upset that my mindset was thinking about this when I really should have been totally at peace and rested, but my mind was going at it, trying to figure out this and that, when I just, I don't like that. I don't like that my mind decides what it's going to do without my permission. Now, that just means that my subconscious mind was very in gear and working on figuring something out because I did not give it the rules for my sleeping. Now, I could have said to myself, you will sleep soundly, you will wait until you get up, and tomorrow you will go and look at the PowerPoint and you will figure out the next step to do. No, I didn't do that. So here is where, do I trust that I am taking good care of myself? Do I trust my own mind? My own decisions? You see, that is what keeps people from deciding things, because they don't trust themselves. They don't trust that they are able to make sound decisions. So, in order to do that, you need to start making simple next step decisions. And you need to do your best to not condemn yourself or judge yourself too harshly. Some people are like, well, you need to figure out what you did right, what you did wrong, and just be a little bit tough on yourself. Maybe you guys can do that. I don't know. That's not my personality. If someone kind of tells me what I'm doing wrong, I just hairs raise up on the back and I'm like, don't tell me what I'm doing wrong. I am doing my frigging best that I can do. And you know why? Because I am. I mean, I try my very best to do it. I don't need someone else to come along and judge me or to tell me what to do. Now, on one hand, that is a person who decided that they were going to be my teacher when I did not ask them to teach me. If they were my coach, my business coach, or someone that I trusted, that I had entrusted my their opinion to me, and I was looking for their opinion, fine. But I do not have to listen to other people's opinion, and this is where I have a strength. You see, so my character is not wholly bad. There are areas of each of our lives that need tweaking. And in this case, with indecision, it just means that you're not deciding because in the past your decisions may not have turned out very good. So you need to make decisions that are easy for yourself to accomplish. And I'll use the example of being in a room and going to another room. If it's dinner time and you have not gotten up to make dinner for your family yet and it's 5 o'clock, the decision that you may need to make is, what do I need to make for dinner for my family? For the husband that's at work and he's sitting at his desk and he could be working or he could go home and be with his family, and he doesn't know what to do because the night before he had a kind of an argument with his wife, and he knows if he goes home he's got to address that situation, and he may not know what to do, and so he'll just stay at work. So indecision is kind of like you've already made a decision. You've decided not to make a decision. So what is that? Indecisiveness is really a decision. So congratulations, if you are indecisive, you have decided not to do something. So in order to move forward, to get unstuck, or to make a positive end from what people call indecisiveness, you need to take steps, small steps. Like, for instance, for dinner, what would you like to eat? Think about yourself. Well, even if it's peanut butter and jelly, what would you like to eat for dinner? You begin there. That's a simple step. Oh, okay, yeah, so let me go in the kitchen to make dinner. For the husband, he's at work. Well, he's sitting there at his desk and he could stay at work or he could go home. He's got to make a decision. And he knows one is easier than the other. Well, if he goes home, but if he thinks, well, what can I do to make things better for myself? You see, by going home, he's actually making things better for himself because he knows that his wife is going to be there and he can say, I am doing my part to be the husband and the man of the family, and he can care about himself enough to say, I am strong and I can address this. You see, so It's just a matter of loving yourself and thinking about what is most important at that moment. And you yourself are important. And you can change your future by taking a little bit of time to take that indecision and take a step forward. Just a step forward. If it's dinner, I just walk into the kitchen. If it's leaving work to go home, I just get up and I walk out of the office, or I walk off the job site, or I walk out of the shop, or whatever it is, and I start heading home. And as that momentum takes place, as you move forward, you think with a good mindset. Love yourself enough. Just love yourself enough. You know, if you were with a friend and they had to make a decision, you know that you wouldn't say, well, I don't know if you would. I don't know who you are. I don't know what kind of friend you are. But if you're a good friend, you would tell your friend, it's going to be okay. Just go home. You know, Joe, it'll be fine. You know, they probably forgot about it. You know, do you say that to yourself? Or do you think the worst? Oh, I'm going to deal with this. It's going to be the worst thing in the world. It's always that way. And get extreme. Are you doing yourself any favors by doing that? No, no, no. Are you loving yourself? Are you honoring and respecting your own integrity, your own strength? You know, you're more than you think you are. But if you don't think that you are, what are you saying about yourself? You are a grand and glorious creature. And until you identify that part of you, indecision will continue to plague you. So begin today to love who you are, to love yourself, and make decisions based on what is good for you. What is the best next step? And believe for a good end. Whether it's making dinner, whether it's coming home from work. I'm using those two examples over and over. For a child, whether it's, you know, forgetting about the argument with your sibling, which tends to be easy for kids, and just moving on, going on and making a decision to, you know, to be friends with them again or whatever. Indecision does not have to plague you. So today, we want to let go and abandon indecision and begin loving ourselves enough to take the next step, and then the next step, and then the next step. And believe me, those little steps over time will take you to places that you've only dreamed of. Or maybe you haven't dreamed of, but you will begin to dream of as you move forward. This is Karen Elizabeth of KarenElizabeth.com. And the next session, I'm going to be talking about procrastination. So stay tuned.